So looking at Smart ID as an offering and a product and what it can do for you. So what challenge do we have on the market when we look at customers that try to implement an identity solution? A lot of our customers has cards, maybe only for visual ID and physical access, but today the world looked totally different, and the means of a need of a strong identification is as strong in the digital world as in the physical. So looking at this picture where we have smart card, we have laptop environments, and we have mobile users, all these different platforms have the same strong need for strong authentication and identification. And as you see in the picture, this is everything from accessing cloud services in a secure way to being able to do encrypted email or making a digital signature. That is not just for the laptop users. You should be able to do that as well on a mobile platform. So Nexus Smart ID, and what we'll be focusing on today is the workforce part. So Smart ID is divided into two parts. It's about issuing secure identities for workforce and for helping everyone within an organization to be able to perform a much more efficient and secure job. And the other part is about IoT. In this session today, we will not talk about IoT. We will have separate sessions that will focus on the IoT topic. But what is important, many of our customers actually use Smart ID for both workforce solutions and IoT and combine them. Because they are in the manufacturing industry and they want to inject identities into the devices that they produce in their factories. And if we look at the identities, Smart ID has two main parts, I would say. One is where we look at issuing and managing the lifecycle of the identities, and that could be an identity that is on a card, on a mobile phone, or on a laptop. And the other part of the solution is where we provide solutions to enable you to use the identities real on an everyday basis. It could be for getting an entrance into a room, getting secure printouts, signing a digital document, enabling multi-factor authentication into your laptop or to other digital systems, and many other things. On this picture here, you see a visualization of the whole workforce concept. So on one side you see the administrators, the employees, and the contractors. The core of Smart ID is to be able to provide identities that can then go on a laptop, on a mobile, or on a card, and that you, depending on which role you have and in which state you are, you have the possibility to use your identity for different purposes. On the right hand side you see basically a visualization of whatever, if it is accessing to securely to your wireless network, to your Office 365 solutions, or doing a visual identification when you pass through the security gate. So the different parts of the Smart ID solutions is divided into three. So first you have the Credential Management. That's where we actually manage the issuance and lifecycle of the credentials. I will come into that a little bit more. Then we have the Access and Signature Management. Here is where we look at both physical and logical, especially when we talk about access, and that's accessing services or laptops or specific devices, or accessing buildings that actually have even physical access systems from different vendors. And then finally you have the certificate and PKI platform. So Nexus is a high security company. We've been working for a long time, and PKI is really in our blood. And of course, many of our customers use third-party PKI platforms, Microsoft's ADCS CA platform. But we also have our own, and that's what we then call in our Smart ID offering, certificate management. Just going in a little bit into details when it comes to the first part, credential management. So it is about combining the physical and digital world and also managing the full life cycle. So it's not just about encoding the card to be able to go through the door. It's not just about printing the card so that it gets the right photo and the right layout. It's about the approval processes. It's about having a good notification system so that you get notifications exactly where your card order is, if you have approvals that needs to be made, or so. So on that specific topic, that's where we also see that Smart ID consists of a lot of admin functions, but also a lot of end user self-service functionality. So that's why it's one of the specific topics that we will be talking about today. That's self-service, and this is the credential management part. Here is the self-service part, really important. This is where you as a single employee are able to go in, securely log in with one of your credentials and manage your other credentials. You can update with new certificates, or you can change your PIN codes, and you can request for access to different systems. So user self-service, really important part of the credential management platform, Smart ID. It's also so that where we control the processes so that we can manage the approvals, and this is where we integrate towards third-party systems. In many cases, customers here use our standard integrations towards Microsoft Active Directory or HR systems. And of course, as I said before, towards physical access systems to be able to integrate if you have a valid credential to be able to access a specific room or a specific building. And finally, this is where you are able to gather the logs proving that you are managing the identities in a proper way. And it's really important when we are talking about compliance, for example, GDPR, PSD2, etc. So this is critical to be able to have secure and proper logs that can prove that who actually approved that Daniel should have this card and have these rights to be able to access both digital documents and physical premises. Going forward and talking a little bit about this access and signature management. This is where we talk about having your phone or your card and really being able to utilize it on an everyday basis. So basically eliminating username and password. Username and password, they're not just weak in the sense of not being able to provide the right security that you're able to protect your data, but it's also so that if you ask around about within both IT, the IT department on how they like to manage passwords and usernames over time, and how they would like users to be able to manage themselves and not having to change password every third week and have long complex ones that they would for sure will forget. So being able to provide an access platform that can utilize easy to use strong credentials like a mobile identity or a smart card. That is Smart ID access management. That's where you can use different types of authentication mechanism and then access different systems. And these are many times in the cloud, local on-premise installations, or it could be on your local laptop. And the signature part of this is, of course, something that are moving very rapidly now. So when we're talking about digitizing society and also digitizing enterprises and organizations, being able to go the full way and not end up the digital process by actually printing the document and then putting your stamp and your physical signature on the document. That's where we help our customers to go the full way and actually use their strongly entrusted identities to actually sign the documents and then store them and keep them trusted over a long time period. So the last slide, just to summarize the Smart ID offering, we're talking about 3 different parts: the credential management, access and signature management, and certificate management. In the credential management part, you have physical ID. That is where you manage the full life cycle and issuance process of the physical credentials. Could be in cards, key fobs, printing, visual, and coding. In the digital ID part, still a part of the credential management section, we talk about managing the certificates that goes on the card or on the mobile phone, or virtual smart cards that go on your laptop. In the access and signature management part, you have the physical access solution. That's where you connect to different physical access systems, and you get synchronization and control by being able to onboard and offboard and activate access and withdraw access in an automatic way. So if I change position within the company or if I leave, I will be automatically locked and getting access into the right facilities. Then you have digital access and digital signing. Those two are really connected. So it's about that you have your digital identity, that you're able to either access the digital resources in a secure way, and when you have accessed them, you want to finalize the work with the digital documents, and you want to be able to sign them. It can be a PDF document, it can be a transaction, XML or whatever, and that's where you use the digital signing section. And finally, you have the corporate PKI, being our own Nexus PKI platform that has been around for a long time, very flexible, and is able to replace any PKI platform to issue millions of certificates to any purpose in the market.